really truly do not know what I'd be doing. It could have been the military, it could have been riding to work. I really do not know if it wasn't for football, yeah.
Luckily for Brennan Armstrong, Virginia fans, and the sport of college football, Armstrong was born and raised in Shelby, Ohio, a small town of 9,000 with a love for football.
I mean, we're a very small community, but a very close-knit community.
We're a football town.
Definitely a football town.
It was a spotlight every Friday, and what more could you ask for, especially a little town like Shelby. You know, people gravitated towards that spot.
Known as Big Papi on the baseball field growing up, Armstrong started football in middle school, and in a town like Shelby, he was no secret.
He was too big to run the football. Because he was always kind of a bigger kid, taller and stuff. You know, they had to check his weight and stuff to make sure he was able to run the football.
When I went down to our, you know, our football stadium and watched him play on, I believe it was a Tuesday afternoon in mid or late August, he's like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm like, and here's what makes him unique is, number one, he's a lefty. You just don't see a lot of lefties throwing the ball. But you don't see his ability to take off and run like he was able to do at that age.
The legacy of Armstrong only grew as a freshman starting quarterback for Shelby in one of the greatest high school football games in Ohio history, one that ended in an 83-82 loss.
When I say 2014 Tiffin Columbian versus Shelby, what do you remember about that game?
It was a blur, honestly. I specifically remember we were getting beat up pretty bad. People started leaving. Then we somehow started to come back.
We were down 22 points in the fourth quarter, man. Down 22 points. We almost had a running clock against us. Brennan just kept leading that offense. People were saying, wait a minute, who's this kid in small town nowhere that's putting up just unbelievable numbers?
The same tenacity on the field shows up everywhere in Armstrong's life. Even a school presentation in elementary school on Pete Rose, with some facts still stuck in his head.
Yeah, I still remember, I think his birthday is April 14th.
Fourth grade, you know, he had to do a presentation, his first one in front of the class, and he did it on Pete Rose. And he'd have to start over every time it wasn't perfect. And it just went on and on and on. And finally, I'm just like, I can't take this anymore. I'm like, we just had to walk away, take a break. We went and got ice cream.
I still have that in me, obviously, just because I expect perfection, you know. But yeah, it's still there. I just think those things, they're my mistakes. It's something that I can control.
Despite all the record-breaking numbers a year ago, only two stick with the perfectionist in Armstrong, 6 and 6.
This is average, you know. No one wants to be average. My whole life, I really tried not to be average. I always just try to push to be, you know, the best at something.
The bottom line is with Brennan, it's all about the wins. You know, yeah. That's what really kills him.
Yeah, I mean, like he said this year, you know, he's coming back, he's going to win. It's all about the wins.
Those two numbers are largely the reason Armstrong is back at Virginia for another season, along with the connection he made with new head coach Tony Elliott.
I just want Brennan to win. Because that's what he came back to do, is to win and be the best version of himself.
But normally when I'm at the helm of something, either whether I was on the mound in baseball or being a quarterback, I felt like there's always good things that were happening, and we had a lot of good things that happened, but just the record didn't show that, and so I just, I want to leave this place better.
Armstrong refers to himself as a kid from a small town in Ohio. Represented Shelby in front of thousands on Saturdays.
A lot of kids are going to play college football, but very few people are playing on ESPN, throwing 500 yards. You know, that doesn't happen in Shelby, Ohio, where you have that. So he really does represent the 10,000 people that are in this community. And I'm telling you this, there are probably per capita way more TVs in Shelby that have 5 on and have UVA on than probably in Charlottesville.
I was the lucky one, and I get to kind of carry that a little bit into this bigger stage. You know, Shelby's right with me. You know, I just think I'm the one that gets to carry it.
All that's left for Armstrong now is to win.
When you reach December, where do you want to be?
Coming back from Charlotte, going to Charlotte, wherever that may be, and then we're just waiting around for our bowl game. Coach Elliott brings that. I think I think the potential on any team in the ACC has that ability to go to Charlotte. It's just who's gonna come together and be unified and stick together throughout the whole season.